Broadcasting from Ireland, featuring interviews with some of the biggest names in magic. Welcome to the Deceive Reality Podcast with your hosts, David Peace and Steve Spade.
And we're back. Who knew?
Hey, boom.
And this week's guest is fucking no one. straight in there, just get a flag with a swear word right away. Do you know what I mean?
Get in there.
Yeah, we gotta keep it going. Yeah, so
it's good to be back though. It's just been so busy. It's just been so fucking mental. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I was looking at the channel. Last video we uploaded was 7 months ago, so on track.
It's been a busy 7 months.
Yeah, I actually slept a bit. But I think it's good. We've come back, and it's going to be a bit different going forward. We might still do an interview from time to time, but the main thing is it's just going to be more a podcast for us, because it was a lot easier during COVID and after COVID to get people on because people were free and doing nothing. Now it's harder to get schedules, and even the last 7 months we're trying to organize it, but trying to get the two of us and someone else who's working full time performing all over the world together is
crazy.
It's impossible. So we're just going to do this and chat shit about magic.
It's almost like what it was going to be at the very start.
Yeah. It just started off that way because we never thought we'd get anyone on to actually fucking talk.
No, Michael and Mark ruined it for us, really.
Yeah. What a prick.
Yeah.
That's the thing. No, but yeah, it was great to have everyone on, and like, if anyone hasn't seen them, they're all on the channel. There's I think like 74 or something episodes.
Realistically, as well, we just ran out of like international top magicians to interview. We just ran out. It was just getting harder and harder to get people and stuff. There is 3 or 4 though that still want to do it. We will get them.
If we can get the schedules to work together, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But again, we're going to try and start off with the format, and we're going to start talking about Any Crack, which is basically magical news that's been going on over the last while. So there's been a bit of stuff going on with like Christmas. There's been Christmas releases, obviously, with all Black Friday sales since we were last on, all that sort of stuff. Have you seen anything yourself, Steve? Like,
yeah, that Spirit Bell that came out was pretty cool. That I think that was a good buy, and that was kind of around the Black Friday kind of time. But I've been having a bit of fun with it. I haven't really worked it into a full routine yet, but it's a really cool piece. I heard there was some returns and some issues that they had, but I think they've earned them out now. So
yeah, that's great because I've had the Spirit Bell that I have, like the old age one. I've had that for a while now, and I'm performing that. And this, so I didn't bother getting it, but I saw your one and it looks really cool. And that's been around a while. And then like I think there's like quite a lot of cool stuff you can do with it in your new show that's coming out.
Yeah. I think it'll fit really, really well. So yeah, just keep adapting it and stuff. But that was a cool piece. That was probably the one of the bigger pieces that I picked up. And then over Christmas, I didn't actually get a lot of magic for Christmas because it was just I was kind of working on the show, so I was trying to niching down for that instead of buying stuff. And I suppose I was holding out for Blackpool, but there's been a lot of releases. I mean, it's almost a bit overwhelming at the moment, isn't it? There seems to be a lot
of them, and I'm overwhelmed to have even gone through them all.
The worst is Penguin.
I haven't done a review in a while. I haven't actually learned shit.
The worst are the lectures when you buy a lecture and then you don't have time to watch it.
100%. And there's one of the big bits of news in magic, obviously, is the 1914 being bought out by Alakazam, and that kind of going in there. And I had a few people messaging me about it because I worked with them a couple of years ago on it. So yeah, it's cool just to keep it going, and like that the products still be out there because the stuff's sick. Like it's really cool. And even the way Alakazam are keeping it, that like the packaging is going to stay the same. Or like the look and feel, and like they're not even.
I think it was Harry and Peter were talking about it during the week. They were saying keeping the packaging the same designers, the same look, the same kind of customer service, the whole shebang, which is awesome because like they do have some really cool stuff, and the packaging as well. I mean, it was a kind of a whole thing with 1914. It's probably the reason they kind of went. It's probably the reason they went out of business because it was so high end. You know what I mean?
It's tough with like two people who have like Dee's performing all the time. Jack is
absolutely.
Doing non-magic filming and stuff like that. That just takes so much time from people. So like it's hard to then run a business on top of that. But like,
it's a bit like when we had the store as well. Between the store and the podcast and our own work and the consultancy and your work and everything else, it's just too much. You just spread too thin.
Yeah, because even the other week I've got something that I'm working on at the moment. I sent it out to a few friends. I sent out 5 of them, and it took maybe like half an hour at the post office for them to go show
Yeah.
up. There was
Yeah,
like
you
a
see,
queue behind me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I thought this would just be like drop them and
you can
go.
imagine the overheads and not even the overheads, but just the hassle of trying to get it together if you are selling products
Yeah,
and you're not just doing it at conventions or whatever where you're posting them out and stuff, you know.
because I saw a video Harry Nardi put up in the stories of 1914 today, I think it was, and it was all about kind of that, like, even the social media is going to be separate because Alex Sam's going to like a high energy, fun, out there
Yeah,
sort of vibe. But they because I say just to try and assure people that the 1914 is going to stay the 1914, even with the new owners. So I'm really excited
yeah.
to see where it's going to go. And like the news, there's a lot of new stuff coming out along. I know, like even
I
like
just remembered of a 1914 thing that I got, which I'm not going to say now, but I'm going to put into the show. I just remembered it. I was
well,
like,
but
that was
Coda,
that
but
that was
fucking
in this. I had that written in, and then I was like, oh yeah, that. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, there we go.
Yeah, but
That
it'd be
happens.
good to see where everything's going and getting all that stuff going. But it's great for the lads that like their legacy is going to keep going as they move on, and also it's great for Alex
Oh
Sam's
yeah,
career.
absolutely. I mean, like Dia and the whole crew. I mean, they put a lot of work into it from the very start, you know. So it would be an awful shame if it just disappeared, you know, literally.
Yeah, definitely. And it's great for Alex Sam now as well. They have that. They've got Print by Magic and all their sort of stuff. So
Yeah,
they're becoming a powerhouse in the industry, which is really cool.
definitely, definitely.
Really grown over the last few years. So yeah, I think that's some really big bits. And the other thing that I guess we were remiss not to talk about is the session convention, which just happened last
Mm-hmm.
weekend. We obviously weren't there for people
No,
looking.
we
I
weren't
priced
there.
up too much.
Unfortunately, too busy. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, would have been good. It looked good. It looked good.
flights, accommodation, and the tickets like a month before Blackpool. I was just like, I just can't do it this year. But I got the streaming thing during Black Friday because it was 50% off.
Oh, okay.
So
How was that? Did you watch much of it?
yeah, so live I tried to watch bits, but like one of the reasons I wasn't there as well because I was busy the weekend. So
Yeah,
you're kind of like jumping in and out and that sort of way. But I've been watching a lot of the replays because you have them for a week. So I'm just trying to get through them. So I was watching a
cool.
few of them. Christian Grace's lecture was really good. It's Christian Grace, obviously.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the card thing. He was doing it with game cards, but he talked about that. Someone else had done it with jokers and how we do that. So I've been messing around with that a lot.
Cool.
That was really cool. Lloyd's lecture was really cool as well. A lot of like the gimmicky stuff that he's done, plus a bunch of other things.
And the elephant, of course.
Oh, the elephant. The elephant everyone's talking about.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's one of those things that you almost want to like show the method because it's as cool as the trick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so clever.
Yeah, and we just have to say that Nelly is a very talented elephant. You know, that's
Very talented.
very talented indeed. But yeah, that was
no
cool.
elephants were harmed in the making of Lloyd's video.
Yeah.
But maybe sheep. Maybe we don't know.
I had a read trouble on Sunday because for people who don't know, I'm a big Man United fan, for me, as well as being a Magic fan. So the Man United match in the FA Cup was on at the same time as Luke Jermay's lecture, which is like so I ended up watching the match and didn't see the lecture, but I watched it in the replay, and it's just insane.
Yeah.
It's like every year he's back. I think I can't remember how many years, but Joshua Jay said at the start that it was like so many
We
years.
saw his lecture, didn't we? When did we see his lecture last?
It's a couple of years ago now in Dublin, but it's a brand new lecture. Every year he goes to session, he's a brand new,
it's a new lecture
material.
Yeah,
it's just insane. I don't know how.
I love that he's gone back to the kind of classics and stuff and kind of making him his own. It's awesome.
Yeah, it just shows the knowledge he has on around everything because, like, he does tarot, he does mentalism better than anyone else. He does magic now better than anyone else. And it's just like it's just a level of talent that's insane and hard work, obviously. Yeah,
he probably doesn't want. Well, maybe he does want this, but I feel like he's turning into a bit of a kind of a Eugene Berger kind of character, you know, where he's such a heavy storyteller, but then he mixes all the different genres of magic within what he's doing. It's awesome.
But even if you look at like Max Maven was so known as like a mentalist, and I know he was close with Luke. And like he created a lot of the best mentalism, but also he's created some of the best packet tricks. So it's like just because it's like you're might be a performing mentalist. I know a lot of people who like a performing mentalist, but magic's their hobby is kind of that sort of way. So it's like
yeah.
mentalist on stage, but like magic's what I like.
Yeah, but the best mentalists in the world are sleight of hand magicians. To be fair.
Yeah, billets as coins as
yeah, exactly. I look at Darren and all, and everyone.
Yeah, Darren's card stuff is insane.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But yeah, I have to say, like even like the Vanishing Ink crew and everything for the live stream, I thought was really good. Some people were complaining that their volume issues, that was too quiet, but they've re-uploaded a lot of replays with increased volume.
That's just deaf old fuckers going, I can't hear.
Yeah, I had my laptop on full volume when I was watching it, and I could hear everything, and it was fine. But like it didn't affect me. I did realize when I switched to YouTube, I was like, Jesus Christ.
yeah. And now you're one of those deaf fuckers.
yeah, I exactly can't hear shit. Well, I'm blind as fuck, so I'm not wearing my glasses anyway, so I don't know who I'm talking to.
Yeah, keep going.
Well,
that's I don't know, did I see anything else that was cool or no, I didn't really. I didn't watch much. There was no like magic specials or anything on TV this Christmas, which was weird. Wasn't it a bit strange not to see something?
There was nothing actually. There was obviously
Blaine's thing beforehand or
Royal Variety, but like watch royal shit.
No.
It's like,
but there was no like special. There's usually like a special or something on Netflix or whatever, but there just wasn't.
Yeah, just got to rewatch all the like Justin Willman and old.
His show was great though. His last show was really good, and he's on tour now in the States as well. I saw playing the other day.
Yeah, like there's loads of magic to watch and that sort of stuff, but it's like hopefully there'll be some new specials and like whether you can say Dynamo or Steven. It's like
whatever. Actually, I did see something the other day. Dynamo was at Sessions, and he did a really cool coin through glass. It was Daniel Garcia actually showed it to me in Blackpool years ago, and I do it from time to time. It's just with a pint glass, and it's non-gimmick. But I saw loads of people commenting on it and stuff, so I commented on it saying, "Love this, I do this too," or whatever. And Dynamo liked it back. But then I had 2 messages from random magicians going, "How do we do it? Where do we learn how to do it?" So
you just have to meet Daniel Garcia at Blackpool.
I just have to, You just have to hound Daniel Garcia to show you. But it's a great effect though, and Dynamo did it really, really well.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dynamo.
If people want to see us on his Instagram, it's also in Lloyd's 31 Tricks of the session.
Was it in there as well? I only saw it on Dynamo's thing, but it was really nice, really clean.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff as well for people who couldn't go to the convention or didn't get the stuff. If you want to just get the vibe of it, I think Lloyd's video is really good. Of just a bit, you kind of pick up a bit on the energy of the room in the video because it's a lot of quick just tricks of people sitting around jamming and showing each other stuff, which is great. Hopefully, we get to the session one day, but it's even hard just like getting out of the country twice in 2 months.
The problem with January as well is that there's like industry parties and stuff on. January's usually busy, so it's hard to. Do you know what I mean? It's hard. Things are already booked in. It's hard,
Yeah, and like Christmas is expensive as it is,
and Christmas.
Yeah, but it's the problem as well. Is like if you're flying from Dublin, it's not too bad because it's like you can get Ryanair flights to London, but from Cork, where I am at down the south, it's Aer Lingus. So like the flights alone were like 400 quid, and you're like,
yeah,
it's insane. And then
it's one day, is it, or is it 2 days? 2 days?
It was Friday to Sunday, so it was half day on Friday and then Saturday. Sunday. That's why at least you could fly in Friday morning, which isn't too bad, and then you could possibly fly out Sunday night. But I think it was Piff the Magic Dragons show, which wasn't in the live stream, or at least it's not loaded. It was on the schedule at one stage, and I just left the schedule. So it is his like touring show. So I guess he didn't want
he just want to share. Yeah.
Of course, which is fair. But like his Q&A was really good actually, and very, very interesting. Just him roasting everyone who asked him a question.
Nice.
But yeah, like so then you probably want to stay the Sunday. So that's really Monday morning you're flying out. So you need like 3 nights hotel plus your flights. I saw a few people from Ireland over. I
still want to go to Magic Live though. I think Magic Live in the States is like, I was there when it was just over, because I was there for with the award and stuff, but it was just over and I was kind of sickened, and I was like, oh, and there was such an energy around it. It was like there was still a buzz, and I was like, yeah, it would have been good. But,
yeah, that's why I do Euro Millions Lotto, to try and get enough money to go to Magic.
It's not that expensive.
Yeah, it's just
in Vegas. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I didn't really see. I haven't seen any kind of new releases or anything, even on Penguin or Murphy's or anything really.
Yeah, there's all the Black Friday stuff. Like, it's usually a lot of people, I think, are kind of like holding off a bit till Blackpool. Like, the teasers are already coming out. Like, Adam Ladswell has something mad coming. John Morton seems to have some cool stuff again. So it's like, cool. That's where it's really going to be. It's like just about a month to go, so there's going to be quite a lot of stuff coming out there. But yeah, I think pretty much that's all the crack we have or stuff. So the next bit we want to talk about is kind of performing, because we're both performers. We do stage, we do close up, and like those sort of stories is what people tend to enjoy. So and like things we learn, things we do badly, things we do good. So this kind of section of the podcast we call Rough and Smooth, which is Google Gemini came up with that, which is very impressive.
Thanks, Google Gemini.
I was like, give me loads of topics that you could do. And it was like rough and smooth, and I was like, okay, I like it.
Nice.
Yeah, but like we both did like quite a lot of gigs coming up to Christmas, and I'm sure there was some good stuff and some bad stuff. Is there anything that stands out for you from the stuff that happened before Christmas?
When someone requested a trick that they had seen, and then it was something that I had done before and I didn't have it with me. So they were like, oh, can you do that thing? And I'm like, yeah, I don't do that one as much anymore. And then I did a variation of it, and it was okay. But then I found later on, I was able to kind of, in a kind of roundabout way, I kind of made it work. But like when that sinking feeling happens when you're like, shit, I would imagine Dynamo gets it though when it's like, can you put my phone in a bottle or whatever? Yeah. It's that same kind of, you don't want to say I only do that on TV, but it was kind of one of those moments. So yeah, but it was okay.
Yeah, I had one of the worst things happen to me I was at a wedding before Christmas, and someone was like, "Oh, do the trick here," and they gave me an engagement ring, and it was such a nice one, and I was like, I shouldn't be doing ring to nest the wallets with this ring. It's two things. So I was being.
Did you do a Gregory Wilson? Where?
No, I pretty much did it for real. But I was like, I put it into the nest of wallets, and then it kind of got flung across the floor and like hit a tile floor, and like literally for two days afterwards, I just kept hearing that clunk as like the diamond hit the fucking tile. Yeah. I was just like, oh Jesus, no!
Did you tell him your name was one of the other Irish wedding magicians and then fucking run out?
It was a guy who knew me from college's fiance.
Okay.
The wedding, and I was like, oh fuck off. I picked it up quickly, and I just like checked to make sure the ring was okay. I was like, and then I obviously went back later on and just double checked.
There's so many horror stories, man, with people with yachts and I don't know, ring flights and all that kind of jazz. It's a bit risky.
If I just done it normally, it would have been fine. But because I was so like, I want to be careful of this ring, I was being extra cautious, and I wasn't holding the ring tight enough, so the tongue got caught and fucking flung it. Yeah, but yeah, that thought was horrific.
So are you going to stop doing it now, or?
No, I did it like immediately at the next group just to make sure. Because the first time I ever did it, something similar happened, and I didn't do it for 6 months. And that was like 10 years ago. So like once every 10 years, I'll fuck someone's ring on the floor.
Nice. Like you've got 10 years to save for engagement rings. So how bad?
Yeah, it's that situation. Like I usually do it if someone gives me a ring like that, or even a ring that's too big that I'm like, that's not going to fit in my wallet. I do like ring on lock, like Loki by them Dadswell, or like Deadlock, or any of those ones. Because I usually have one of them on me, so I just lock it onto the lock and do that routine instead. And that's what I always done. And as like in the routine, I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. This should be on a lock, and I should be doing a different trick. But it's just one of those things where you don't listen to your experience.
I heard Michael Amar talking again recently about doing the card to ceiling, and that he used to do coin to ceiling, which I thought was nuts. But then I was at a wedding up in Dunleary, and I was like, I'm going to finish off the night with a card to ceiling. But you know that moment, all magicians know if you do card to ceiling, the moment when you're setting it up and getting ready to throw, and you're like, please stick. Yeah, just that moment. That's the reason why it's like threading. It's like other stuff. Like it's why magicians don't do some tricks, because that risk is there. But I'm going to keep doing it again. It's going to be my kind of New Year's resolution to kind of do it everywhere again, because I used to do it everywhere. I literally, like, Limerick was covered with them at one stage.
Yeah, it's great to get going. Speaking of Michael Maher, the one thing we forgot to talk about was the Penguin Magic Special lecture.
Oh yeah,
it was free. It was really good actually. Michael Maher was on talking stuff. Craig thought some really good stuff. I remember going like, "Oh, that's sick," and now I'm like, I need to go back and actually watch it. The credit card. There's a credit card transposition that Craig teaches. I'm gonna start doing that 100%.
Yeah, there was some envelope thing that he was teaching. Yeah,
so like, I'm ready.
There you go.
I'm good. But yeah.
Craig starter kit.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What was interesting this Christmas as well, we did a few more gigs together. People buying
the elite stuff. Yeah.
Which is cool. So we did one of them, and it was like they were like, "Oh, we wanted 2 magicians." We're like, "Okay, cool. How many people?" And they're like 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was cool because the way we split into like almost like a parlor show, and we kind of get them way stronger, like kind of intimate show more than just like a bit of close up, So yeah, I think it worked really, really well.
Yeah, and that's where like going up, because like people know me mainly as like mentalism type stuff, but like that on stage I'm mentalism, but close up I'm a mix. But then that day it was like, and you do a bit of mind reading as well, so it's like, or things are quite close. But then we were like, let's actually I'll only do mentalism tonight, and you only do like classic style hand and stay away from mentalism. And I think that worked, because when I did it was like one long table, and like Steve would be at one side, I'd be at the other side performing for the half the table each, and then we kind of did the middle at the end.
Yeah.
And it was kind of worked well that like when I'm coming over, it's not like ambitious card routine again, or something like that, which was really interesting. And it was cool to see kind of like how our performances have sort of evolved, because like we met at a David Stone workshop in Cork, like a full day workshop, and that was in 2008, because I just turned 18, so I could go out drinking afterwards, which was thing. And then we were in a bar, and like we were performing for people in the bar, like you were standing behind me, and we realized we were doing the same tricks, and that's kind of
yeah. 2-card Monty, I remember, was one of them for sure.
And it was like, but it was like with the same.
I'm still doing 2-card Monty. Great fucking trick.
What do we do next? Oh, the same trick. But then like see how we've like diverged a bit, going down a different area.
Sure.
That gig, I think, was a great example of that.
Yeah, definitely, because like the amount of mentalism stuff, and it was cool as well, because people they because you were reading their minds and stuff, they were like, "Oh, can you do the thing?" And I'm like, "No, Dave will do that in a minute." That kind of way. So it was cool. That crossover was there, and I think somebody else asked you for a coin trick or something. So it was nice to kind of give them the best of both worlds, because you don't really have that with average magicians doing gigs.
Yeah, because at that gig as well, someone like I did a name reveal, and someone's like, "Oh, can you do that?" They asked you, and then you called me over, and you one wrote down like what was the name? I can't remember. It was a really long name, and it wasn't even someone she knew. She just thought of a really complicated name and wrote it down. I think it was like Shaniqua or something like that she wrote down. And then I got the peak and was like, oh, that was longer than I thought it was going to be, because she also couldn't spell Shaniqua, so it was just like a jumble of letters at the end. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I just changed what peak I was doing so I could get a longer look. Which was great then, and then being able to like hit that, like that kills people then, where it's like a challenge that you can get out of. Yeah,
because it was a second time, wasn't she? You had done it for someone at the group, and then she's like, can you do it again or whatever?
Yeah, she was like, you won't be able to read me type thing. I was like, not reading.
Yeah, I was doing I was doing a gig there recently in Cavan, and I was doing coins across, and there's a part in it where I get them to hold my wrists so I don't use any sleight of hand. And it's normally in my set, like that's normally the way I would do it on the third phase. But like I was doing the routine, and this guy was like, "Can I hold your wrists?" And I was like, "Well, no, not really, because then I won't be able to move my hands." And he's like, "No, I really, if I can hold your wrists, I'll believe it." So I was like, "Go on." So it was it was the way the trick was going anyway. But because it was on their limitations, it makes the trick stronger. Sometimes you can just get lucky though, and stuff like that can happen. But if you can kind of work that into your routining, you can make that happen every time.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things as well, like for all the Christmas gigs and stuff like that, is like you're obviously all over the country, and like Ireland's a small country, but it's still you're still driving like 3.5 hours to a gig, 3.5 hours back. And what's great is like when we're all kind of gigging the same weekends over Christmas, because like during the summer, I might have a wedding on a Friday afternoon, you might have a corporate Friday night, so we're not really on the
Sure.
road at the same time. Type, so maybe
No.
I'm on the way home and you're heading, and we might get. But it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
just like sometimes you're driving home and it's like 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, but it's like there's other magicians on the road at the same time. So just being able to like get on the phone and call and talk.
Yeah. And break down the show, or this thing happened tonight, or while I was doing this, I thought of this crazy idea, but it might be not even an idea that would suit me. It's just an idea I thought that would suit you, or whatever. Those kind of things are great, because when you leave a gig, that's that like hour afterwards. I always find, as you start to break down the gig as you're driving, obviously a lot of people probably just get in their car and fuck off home, but I always think about the gigs and how I could make it better, or could I have made it better, even is it possible, or was that a really good night, or whatever. And there's always an effect or something where you can go, if I just did it this way, or maybe if I went this trick with that trick, that would feel better, and all those kind of things. But I think the
sometimes
more you get,
miracles happen as well. Just like where you didn't
yeah,
actually have to do a method and like the perfect card or any number happened anymore. It wasn't
yeah, yeah,
meant.
yeah.
But like you can't react to it because it's meant to. You play it off the
No,
front of it. Then you like, I can't wait to get out and tell someone.
yeah, exactly. One of those like real moments kind of happened. Yeah, happened to me the other night with a chop cup routine, and there was already an 8 ball, and the trick was over. And I said to the guy, "So these are little balls. Look, I have this one, the one you see, and the one you don't see." And then I put the other one apparently in my pocket or whatever. And I said, "How many would you want under the cup now?" And he was like, 8. And I was like, "You want 8 balls under the cup?" And sure, then I let him lift up the cup, and it was an 8 ball. So like sometimes miracles just happen, and then it becomes. Then that guy who's like, "Oh, I try to catch him out," or whatever, is like, this guy just knew exactly what I was going to. He'll sell you for everyone else at that stage.
You
I
had that
actually
other
leaving a gig
moment with the Omni deck where someone was like, "Oh, can you do the trick with the cards?" I saw a magician where he turned the cards into a block of glass.
Yeah.
You'd already had it in someone's hands waiting.
It was already in her hand, and she was like, "Oh, I saw a magician before at a wedding. I can't remember his name, but he had me holding the deck cards, and it turned to glass." She's like, "Can you do that?" And I was like, "No, I don't do that." and then I just waited, and I was like, "She's like, could you just try do it or something?" And I was like, "I suppose I could try." And then bang! Her reaction was crazy, like, because it just looked like it's like the old ham sandwich theory thing, where remember David Sloan talked about it in his lecture years ago. It's like that, where if you just thought of it and it reached in and boom, handed it to you, you'd freak out. So yeah, sometimes you can be lucky with stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what's always handy, like going for the miracle sometimes like that, sort of like being like, what would you like me to do? And then if they say something that they've seen another magician do that that it, like we'd say
Yeah.
something people talk about all the time, or like you could do things of like, oh, make the card disappear or make the deck disappear, or like all
you could do a
those
full deck vanish or some variation. Yeah, absolutely.
You could really get through
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, you can always you could be doing a trick the same way for 20 years, and then one night you do it slightly different, and then you'll never go back to the way you were doing it. There's a few routines like that have happened to me in the last couple of years. But I think the more you do it, and the more kind of people know you, and they might have seen you on whatever TV or clips or whatever, and they see you on social media, you end up doing less magic. I think you do a lot more slow and more paced, and everything is a lot more. Before it would have been. Yeah, before it would have been trick, and now it could be building up to like one piece,
Yeah.
But yeah,
because you could do.
but yeah, it was a good season. It was busy.
Yeah, because I even find like a lot of people, like the hobbyists though, they always ask like, "Joe, how did you get good at the trick?" And it's like, "Oh, practice." But it's like I always find I can practice the trick all I want, and I'll be doing it in front of the mirror or whatever, be perfect, and then I perform it for someone, and they're not doing it at the. Because you end up getting into like a choreography in yourself of like, I take the card, I put it back, I do this, I do that.
Yeah.
Then once you involve another person in the interaction, you can't control that, and suddenly your timing can be off, your beat can be off. They can say something while you're really concentrating on doing something, and it shows you. So it's like the only way to practice really is to perform it on people, and that's why like I love just going out gigging all the time.
Like I'm always trying to look and see, you know, what's different than other performers, because I mean, to the lay people, a magician's a magician. It doesn't matter, you know. But I've started doing like ace assemblies or multiple selections blindfolded at close-up gigs. And the tagline is, you know, when you're this good, I can do it blindfolded, and it sounds like a gag, and it kind of is, but there's a bit of a tongue in cheek to it. But also, I'm really doing it blindfolded, so you know, it definitely separates you in that sense, because they've seen magicians on like social media doing stuff blindfolded and all that kind of jazz. So I'll either let them put their hands over my eyes or I put on a blindfold. You saw me probably do it that night. I did an ace and then a king routine, but blindfolded. It's nice. And then I talk about Las Vegas and how you get a job in Las Vegas. You got to blind cut the deck and all that kind of jazz. And it just separates, I think, from what I do to, you know, everyone else, because like you said, ambitious card and fucking, you know, same old ding dong.
It stands out even in an image as well, because like a lot of times you see it like at a wedding or certain corporate events, there's a photographer walking around and they're always trying to get the shot. And sometimes during mid performance, like I was seeing a wedding and the photographer was there, and I was about to go into the carrot to mouth phase of
you get that
ambitious, but I was about I did the one phase, and I was about to go into that phase. And he snapped a photo and then walked away. And I was like, "Go back! I'm about to load it." They were like, it's like you almost want to tip them off of like, when I do this now, take the photo.
I've done it a few times where, you know, you're in the middle of the trick and they're looking at you, and you're kind of looking at who you're doing to, but you're just subtly going, just like, take the picture, you know. So
the shot again is just going to, like, that's just a weird image. If people are walking through a drinks reception and they see someone standing there blindfolded with a deck of cards, that's not what they expect to see. That's not
normal. So, but I kind of learned that while we were doing the tour. You know, effects with blindfolds and things like that are just so powerful. And I think if you can bring that into a close-up environment, which I do now all the time, and I think it does really sell that you're not using, you know, like a marked deck or whatever they might think. You're not doing that because you're not looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think
it's the situation of like doing hard stuff blindfolded as well, because they always say you shouldn't use a blindfold if it's not impressive if you're not blindfolded. Putting on a blindfold and being like, it's the 6 of spades, and they're like, you can see them. You know, it's like
exactly. So it's more like multiple selection stuff. But I think to know, like you were saying about patter and stuff, where, you know, you're comfortable about what you're doing, like you should nearly be able to do the trick blindfolded or without having to think about it, because then nothing someone's going to say to you is going to throw you off. You're not going to miss a pass, or you're not going to miss anything, you know. So
it might even help, because I find like
one of the disciplines I was trying to do for a while, because when I was doing some of the movie stuff, you'd be sitting in a trailer for the day, and there was loads of times where I was just like closing my eyes and flicking cards and trying to catch them with my eyes closed and stuff. And I remember putting up one video, and that when the Ireland AM producer saw the video, and she was like, "Can you come on and do that?" And I was like, "I can try," but I didn't do it in one take. I did like 3 takes. I was being honest, like. And she goes, "Oh, you can come on and do something else." So, and I went down and I did the escapology day thing for them, you know. But that just came from just sitting down and with my eyes closed, catching cards or doing stuff, you know, with my eyes closed. So if you visualize what you're doing, you can kind of do it. It's hard, like it's a bit of a challenge, but now that I feel confident now to put it actually into my close-up set, and it does get reactions, you know.
Yeah, it's that muscle memory thing. It reminds me of that video they did before with Ronaldo, where they were like testing him out, and they were like crossing balls, and they cut the lights when the person makes contact with the ball. So then he'd have to assume where the ball is based on things. He's able to do it because of experience, and it's similar sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you know that if I flick a card, it's going to be here, and like you
can
and you know you can feel how it left your finger if it's shot off weird, and you're not going to get it. Worst case scenario, you miss. It's still their card.
It's still their card. Yeah. But it's weird. You kind of, if you just do it and have the confidence that you're going to catch it, you will catch it. If you second guess it, you will drop it. You know, it's one of those things. But just trying to. I suppose we try to make magic interesting as well for ourselves. You know, because you're gigging all the time, you're meeting people. You just want to make it, you know, variation. It could be the same thing, but it's different if you add something else to it.
I always find it funny when it's like sometimes you'd be doing a gig and like maybe the first gig before Christmas, you're like, "Oh, I'm going to bring all my new stuff and like try out this," and stuff. And then it's by the end, it's like we'd be ringing each other, being like, "Oh, what are you gonna do tonight?" It's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that." And then after the gig, it's like, "Oh, how did the gig go?" Same old shit. Just did my same old shit.
Yeah. But to be fair, no, this year I did a lot of new shit. I did like that stuff. I did the stolen thing with the safety pin. We saw that at Blackpool, but I got it afterwards. But that I kind of wished I had gotten it at Blackpool. I was like, that would fit me. And then a couple of months later, I bought it because I was like, yeah, it does fit. And I started doing it, and it gets a great reaction. Really, really strong. And it's a ring flight, but it's super safe as a ring flight.
Yeah, if something sticks in your head like that, it's definitely worth picking up.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I'm actually messing around with my Hacker at the moment. And a lot of people don't like it, but I always enjoy Hacker. But it's like it was one of those things that I saw, and I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And all the music written, and I was like, well, I have to buy it. So it's like, but then there's other times I just buy stuff the day I see it. And then even by the time it arrives in the post, I don't care anymore. Yeah.
So I think it has to kind of play on your head and see, can you make it fit your routining or whatever?
Yeah, that's what's always hard when you go to a place like Blackpool and you see something on like the first day. You're like, oh, I think about it. And then it's like you go back on Sunday and it's sold out. So then the next year you go, well, I'll just buy everything on the Friday then. Then you get a load of stuff that you actually didn't really want.
You didn't want to, yeah. There's a lot of stuff I got last year that I haven't even looked at. I'm not saying that they're bad tricks. It's just I just hadn't added them to anything, because I don't like just throwing a trick in for the sake of it. It has to be rehearsed and worked in a bit.
Yeah, 100%. You got to get it right and get it usable. Because I always like that thing we were talking about recently as well, about like when you're out gigging and stuff like that, it's great. But like they're paid performances, so we have to be good. But like we're both getting older now. Like we're in our I'm in my late 30s, you're 40. It's like 40. We're at the situation where like 10 years ago, I'd be like, oh, I learned a new trick. Well, I'm going out for drinks on Friday night with my friends. We're probably going to end up in a nightclub. So I'll just
do it there.
Run through it like 20 times.
Oh, the amount of nightclub stories I could tell, Dave.
We don't want to get cancelled.
No, not again.
But it is that thing that like we used to have so many more opportunities when you're younger to like just go out and you'd be mixing with people socially. And now
I think the more you do it professionally too, though, unless you get asked, then like someone recognizes you or something, then you do it. But I would never just do it now for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, it's that's where like just your family and stuff like that, but it's not the same as performing for lay people. You need to find opportunities.
Yeah, it is still good just to do some random magic when people don't know you're a magician and stuff. You just do something, and there was no, people be like, oh yeah, I want to see a trick, but they might not know what you're talking about, and their expectations could be super low, but then you do something, that's a really high standard or whatever, their reaction can be huge, because you're just a regular guy. It's like the David Blaine and Dynamo and stuff. You're just a regular dude, but you're doing these impossible things. I think there's a nice thing where you're not kind of noticed as well, where you can kind of hide in the shadows and then just perform,
One thing I find as well is like if you ask people for help, it can help. So a lot of people ask me sometimes, you're like, how do you practice stuff now? And one of the ways I have done it is I go up to a group and I say, hey guys, I'm a magician. I'm actually trying to learn a new trick and I don't know if I can do it. Do you mind if I try it on you? And like now they're like, that's super honest. They're going to be like, oh my God, I've never seen a magician like learning something.
Yeah.
Because I'm not learning it. I know it's strong. Or just something that I know that isn't it. And they'll be like, oh my God, that was sick. And you're like, oh, thanks so much. Do you mind if I try one more thing? And they're like, oh no, go for it. And now I tried the trick. That's
especially when you have like your own personal releases and you're doing video and you want to get content and stuff. Like it's one thing doing pick a card trick or whatever, but like when you're releasing your own tricks and then you need to get those videos so people can see a live performance. Because like everything you watch, I want a full live performance. I want this, I want that. You know what I mean? For when people are buying tricks. So like you have to let them feel comfortable, I guess, when you're trying to get those videos. Like I don't release tricks, but like I've seen you in the process of trying to make that work,
Yeah, for that one, it was actually one of the things I learned from the 1914 was like how to approach the group and stuff like that. Because when we were out, we'd like the big camera, boom mic. Do you walk with a boom mic around the place? It's just mad.
Sure.
But it's like just going up to people and like, oh, what's this used for? And it's like it's for teaching magicians.
Yeah.
It's like that's just what it is. And it's like it might be on YouTube, but most of it won't be. And then people are like, because that's like trying to peel the curtain back, that people are getting like a little glimpse into this
Yeah,
underground
it's
world.
you're doing a tutorial or whatever. Yeah, exactly. And people, like, even when you tell people, like, I don't always, but if you're being like interviewed or something, and I'll talk about maybe like lectures and conventions and stuff, and people think it's Hogwarts, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You know, they, especially when you start talking about different societies and groups and all the stuff that we know. But like to lay people or like radio presenters or whatever, they're blown away by just that alone. That there's a you know, a whole kind of inner industry, you know.
Yeah, people always go like, "Where'd you learn magic tricks?" I'm like, "I buy them." It's like,
Yeah.
buy them. Like,
Oh, they're magicians.
yeah, people always think when I say that, like, "Oh, we go to convention, there's lectures and dealers," and they're like drug dealers. I'm like, no, like magic dealers. It's my drug, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember that when we had Ali Cook on? Actually, fucking big shout out for Ali Cook. His movie is on the Pearl. What's it called? Pearl something. Pearl Comb. The Pearl Comb.
I trust you.
Ali, if you see this and I'm wrong, kick me in the balls. I think it was the Pearl Comb. He's gonna get kicked in the balls now when I go to Blackpool. But So when he had him, remember he was saying that like magic is a drug to him, and then before you know it, you're like buying bigger drugs, bigger illusions. And he's like, I don't even do illusions, you know. But it does happen, you know.
We were looking at illusions recently.
I'm still looking at illusions, you know. And again, it's just one of those things. It's another thing to add, you know, because we've made a lot of smaller effects, bigger effects this year around, you know. With the tour,
mad. And it's like again going, but I think that's good. Like, sort of, we started off talking about gigs and kind of just went into general magic chat. But I think it's like that's like the real working, like, and because what we kind of want the podcast to be is kind of like us chatting. Because we're going to do this anyway. With that sort of way. And one of the last things that we used to do on the other podcast all the time with the interviews about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it was more like funny performance stories, kind of like Rough and Smooth is now. But we're going to kind of talk still about like the good, the bad, and the ugly, but more about just like magic things if we saw something good, bad, or ugly going on. And I've kind of had like all three being going on this week because I have had an Android phone my whole life, pretty much since smartphones came in, and on Monday I switched to an iPhone. A lot of people are like, "Oh, are you switching from Magic or blah, blah, blah?" I'm like, no. The iPhone was free and Android was 550 quid. I got the iPhone.
Fair enough.
Simple. But then it was like, one thing to me is obviously I've bought a lot of Magic apps over the years, and
you love your apps.
Yeah, like they're on my Android. So
to be fair, if you don't like doing them, you like making them.
yeah, I like making a load of them, and then I buy loads and then don't do any of them. But I was looking at, like, obviously one of the things that would always keep me there is like, oh, I don't have to rebuy all the apps. But then obviously if I've spent 550 quid to keep my phone, I can rebuy all the apps. But I was actually, one of the things that like when I wanted to talk about in this is I was surprised at how many I could actually port over for like no extra cost. So like, there was a few I had to rebuy. Like I had to rebuy Digital Force Bag because it's like all the time. I rebought Timeline again, and it's even like much more functionality. The Android version's quite basic. It's great. It works, but like there's a lot more in the iPhone version. So I bought them again because they're ones I use all the time. But then I was looking at the ones. I haven't rebought Inject. I haven't rebought Enigma. That's like a lot of money. And there was a few other ones that I was expecting that I have to rebuy, but like I'm just going through the apps here on the phone, and I have I was able to get Wikitest and Earworm. I had an old iPhone I used to just keep around if I wanted to do them, so I had them already. And there's the trick Ellipse. I was able to just log in, install the app on my iPhone and log in. That worked perfectly, which is unreal. Cool. Unlock. The phone unlocking one again just worked, which is savage. As well, obviously the screen testing from Penguin that just works. It's just a web app that you can install.
Oh yeah.
Any Web 2, I was able to bring across and just install, and that worked fine. As well, so like that's like I was surprised like with things like AnyWeb and things like Unlock that like I was assuming I was going to have to purchase them again, but I was actually able to get them all working, which I was like really surprised.
But they're are they formatted for both? So now they're Android and
but
iPhone.
they're
They must be.
available for both. But a lot of apps, because a lot of apps you buy for free or you download for free, but then you put in a license code.
Yeah,
And if you put in the license code, then you can access the app. A lot of those ones work if you switch from Android to iPhone. But then there's other ones like Digital Force Bag Inject that you buy in the App Store. So you pay like your €80 when you're buying the app. So then when you're going from Google Play to the Apple App Store, they don't know that you've paid for the other one because it's separate code bases and all that stuff. So you have to rebuy those ones. So it's worth looking, because I was actually surprised that like how much I could bring across. And then even like with things like Inject, what I found is that like there's ways of using Inject without ever using your phone. So I can go to my secret URL on one spectator's phone and have someone else search on their phone, and it looks like I predicted it. Like with Inject. I can still do that without my Android, because you don't need your phone to do that trick anyway. So I'm like, I can still do that. And then I got Icons by the French twins, and you can sync that up with Inject. So I have that linked up to Inject. So I can now get someone to go to the Inject URL. They will do the search. It'll come true, and my icons will change to whatever they searched on. And it's really cool, really strong as a reveal. But I can also use that as my peak. Like, it's not going to my watch or those are things that you have with the thing. But if I just have my phone on the table and they do something and I just look down, I know what they searched. And so there is ways. It's like there's ways around it. Like, you can obviously buy them, and maybe over time I might pick up a few more of them again. But you don't have to.
Especially if they're ones you definitely used. You know, it's almost like working material that you have in your set. You know, I often buy even 2 or 3 of the same prop if it's something that I use regularly. You know, you know, especially for stage or whatever.
That's why I bought. Like, I can't live without Digital Force Bag. It's
you use it all the time. Yeah,
and I use Timeline with a Triumph and other routines as well. Going back in time, you get such a good reaction. And it's like, what's great is because like an iPhone lock screen has like the kind of glass effects and large numbers and stuff. It's like, that's my lock screen. And then if I go to Timeline, that's the Timeline.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, tell me the difference. You
know, it's not a.
That's insane.
Yeah,
like
that's
that
great.
level of accuracy, nobody's going to question that.
No, not the slightest.
So yeah, like really what I'm talking is that like I expected switching from my iPhone up to Android, I was going to lose a lot of stuff, and that was going to be the ugly. But actually, it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, and I lost a lot less than I thought I was going to. I did lose some stuff, like that's going to happen. But I was actually surprised at how much I was able to keep.
Great.
So if anyone is looking to make the jump, it's not as bad as you think. Just check which apps you've bought in the app
and then
store.
see what will come over itself or whatever.
Yeah, and then I also like, I still have my Android. I can hotspot that and use it if I really like. If there was a time I was like, oh, I really want to do Enigma for the right person, because it's like Enigma is not something you really do table hopping. It's like quite an intimate performance.
Yeah, you could use it for like a radio show or something.
Yeah, exactly. And you can also get like SIM cards like this 48 mobile or like GoMe and all these ones in Ireland was like $12.99 a month, and you get.
So you could just have it set up for whatever.
Yeah. So like I had a SIM card in an old iPhone for the last few months, like my wife's really old iPhone, things like an iPhone 11, just for a wiki test. And then I was messing around with other shortcuts and trying to see, like, get used to using iOS formatting the Switch. So it was like so that SIM card is now in my Android, but I'm not paying for it because you can cancel anytime. But anytime I want, I can turn that on in my account. I pay $12.99 for that month, but I have unlimited data and I can just use it. And then at the end of the month, I can turn it off again. So it's
that's handy. Cool. Yeah, you use it when you need it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a subscription I can turn on and turn off. And really, it's just like eventually you get used to it with all the apps. But like I've also gotten a load of apps. If anyone has any iPhone apps or shortcuts that they think are cool, let me know in the comments, because like I've been locked away from a lot of stuff because they were like iPhone exclusive.
Yeah.
Get it going, and I'm recoding all my own apps to make them look like iOS. I have like my Gmail app thing that I was doing that didn't look good at all. So I had to recode that because it didn't work the way I wanted it to.
That was killing people. I mean, that you've done that for pros and you've done it for gigs or whatever. Like everyone gets floored by that. Great effect.
It's like my go-to thing. A lot of people have asked me if like they can get it, and I'm like, it took me 2 days to make it look good on my phone.
Yeah,
like, I don't know how. And I
you showed it to. It was Paul Brook. You floored with it. I remember because he was like, "There has to be more to it."
It worked that way because I was like, oh, well, I might release some of my apps, and then I saw how much like support Jay Keane had to give people for Naughty SP, which is such a basic app to set up, that I'm like my app it's not that hard. It's more just like setting up that it looks like your Gmail. But I'm like, I don't have the time to be, because like I have a full-time job as well, so I can't be supporting people. And like the price that I have to put it at would be insane. But maybe at some point.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, what do you think about Chris Angel backing down out of because of his tour dates for Blackpool?
It's a bit annoying, because it's like I don't know when he agreed to do this show. That this is like 2 weeks after, but like if he knew that already, like why did you agree in the first place? But at the end of the day, it's like Blackpool is stacked. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's like,
it is.
Like it would be cool to see Chris Angel, and I'll probably see him next year. But he wasn't why I was going. So that was the other way.
Yeah, I get you.
But it's like, hopefully, like they're announcing that he'll be there next year and all that. So, like for a lot of people to go, it is kind of like a pilgrimage.
I think really what happened with the tour, because the fact that the dates and all that kind of jazz. I think they were doing like a kind of a teaser tour type thing, a couple of dates to see what would happen. And I think there was something with the availability because Alice Cooper is touring with him. And then I think when it was successful the first few nights, then they were like, oh, we can actually tour a full tour of this, and that's what happened. And I think then the dates just came in and out of nowhere. And
I think they're kicking off in Vegas at like one of the hotels and stuff, and it's gonna just be like, obviously if you're doing a show starting like March 6th, my birthday, you're gonna have to be in massive rehearsals at the end of February.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Especially with something like that, with the scale and the production value that is, that's not him just going to rock on. That'll be a full big production, like especially with Alice Cooper and the band and the music and everything else. It's going to be huge.
Yeah, it'll be cool when he's there next year and stuff like that for people and things.
Yeah.
And especially if he's more involved. But I know it's like some people might be like super fans, and that's like the only reason they're going. But like people can still sell their tickets if they want to, and that's not locked down for another couple of weeks, I think. But yeah, like there's so much. Like just look at the lineup for Blackpool. Like Banachek's going to be there. Like, it's like
Banachek is great. When I was over in Vegas, we hung out with Banachek a good bit. So he's great fun. He found out that he's more Irish than English, so we were like, let's celebrate that. So that was fun.
Yeah, I don't know why we get such a reputation for drinking. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
That's a zero.
It's a Guinness Zero. It's a Guinness Zero. It's a Guinness Zero. Not a sponsor, but if you want to sponsor. Thank you. But yeah, no other crack, no other news, no other rough and smooth. I think everything is good. I'm back on. Well, I'm not on tour this year, but I'm doing a few dates. Actually, I'll be doing a few more than I thought it was going to be. But the new show is called Elements. So it's like the elements of magic. What is magic? So it should be a bit of fun.
You're trying to figure out what is magic. You don't know.
Yeah. Hoping the audience will know. We'll figure it out together. So yeah, that'll be good. So that kicks off in March.
If you can figure out what the elements of magic are, you might become a good magician at the end of it. So
that's it. Like, just fingers crossed. Otherwise, I'm just going to be a wet magician. That'll be shit. But whatever.
There's nothing wrong with it. Just keep it going across. But yeah, we got to see what the we got to see what we're going. And if anyone as well has an island that they want to give to Trump and Uri Geller, they can go do that.
Leave Uri Geller alone.
He's like a spacer at this stage.
Your Geller's great crack. He sent me a great testimonial, which I use for the whole tour. So, like, leave me alone.
Yeah, but like, if nobody wants to be the person who gives you testimonials, because that's like a very select group.
We won't even go there, man. We will definitely get cancelled. Yeah.
100%. But yeah. I guess
there's still a big list of celebrities that I've done so far that are good very much so. Be snookered.
Yeah, if you want to know who Steve's clientele are, just look at the Epstein files, and it's just
stop that. Stop now.
Yeah, it's absolute madness. But yeah, we can see what way it's going. That's everything we really have this week. We're going to try and like do it a bit more regularly. It's not going to be weekly every time.
Yeah.
But as become available, we try and get more, even some short ones, and just chat some shit.
Yeah,
hopefully people
we can announce kind of one thing. Nick Lecop, we've tried to get Nick for ages, and Nick keeps coming back to me saying, "Oh, I'll definitely do it. I can't wait." Whenever they're going to open up in Chicago soon, so I think when they open up, when that's all together, it'd be great to have him on and hear all about that, because that sounds incredible. Like, that is going to be the mecca for magic.
Yeah. I'm like, I need to go to Chicago now.
Yeah, we'll get to Chicago 100%.
100%.
But yeah, I want to hear more about that. But I want to hear when everyone hears it. So it'd be great to have Nick on.
Yeah, because like
he might be a
Diamond lives in Wisconsin, like just up the road from Chicago as well, and like he's
more
than anyone. So it's
yeah.
We definitely
exactly
hit up the Midwest and see what's going on.
Sounds good. And there's a big thing there's a big it's Halloween as well. There's another thing in Salem this year, but also Houdini I think it's in July, the first week of July. There's a big thing with the Society of American Magicians for the anniversary. So that's in Wisconsin as well. So that's going to be pretty sick.
Yeah. There's so much that's going on in America. I just don't know if I'll get through their customs anymore.
You've too many negative stuff up about Trump.
They'd be like, "Can I see the last 5 years of social media?" Like, nope.
You'd be like, I can't show you the last 5 minutes.
I'm pretty sure if you go back 5 years ago, it's just me with cards being like, doing all those amazing
there's
poses.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mysterious.
Oh, one of these motherfuckers. Oh.
I think 5 years ago would have been like around COVID when we started doing videos back and forth, trying to like go.
Oh yeah, that would have been floating mugs and shit.
And when you did realize you could put a glove on a thumb tip and do thumb tip magic with a glove.
I don't give a shit. That looked cool. I thought that was really good.
I also put socks in the dryer and made them vanish.
Nice.
Clever stuff. So yeah, whenever we hit America, whoever is the border agent who's going to have to suffer through all that shit.
That's it. Yeah. Nobody. Yeah, they're just like getting just good. Yeah. 100%.
We'll see what way that goes.
But yeah, we'll be back again. It's good to be back. It's good to be chatting. Reach out, anyone, if you want to have a chat with us about anything, if you're launching something or doing anything. And we might get back to some of the people and get people back on again. But as a little surprise every now and again, maybe seasonal or something. Let's see.
Yeah. The next person we interview is probably just Steve in a wig, so we can pretend it's somebody else. Oh my God, it's Kevin Federline.
Oh, really far back. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can do a Craig on it from the Penguin lecture. We can stick on a little Michael Lamar mustache.
Oh, we should have done that actually for all of our guests. We should just like announce that we're going to have like next week on the podcast we have David Blaine.
We should do it this way, where it's just like someone's hands and be like, that could be anyone.
I literally just, do you know, on the Jimmy Kimmel live show for years he used to do the "Sorry to Matt Damon" bit. Have you ever seen?
Oh
that?
Yeah.
How that started was he was like one of his early shows, and they had like a juggler and a load of D-list celebrities on, and he was like, "Oh my God, my show's shit." So he was like, so then he had like random juggler and like someone from like a Hallmark movie, and then at the end he went, "I'm sorry to Matt Damon, we ran out of time," as if like they bumped Matt Damon for this shit.
Nice.
The running gag that goes on forever. But like we should end all of our podcasts with like, "I'm sorry, David Blaine, we ran out of time. We'll have him on next week."
Yeah. We were going to have Dynamo and David Blaine on tonight, but unfortunately we ran out of time. That could be Dynamo.
Or David Blaine.
Oh, David Blaine. yeah, exactly.
Either way.
Either way.
But yeah, sorry to
people,
Nico Capo. He was meant to be on this week, but we have run out of time, genuinely.
Sorry,
so,
Nick.
Hopefully we'll
next
get
time, man.
week.
Next time.
Fingers crossed. But
yeah.
you know, what are you going to do? There was some very important stuff. If anyone's still listening to this stage,
yeah. If you are, you need to get a life.
Or not. We need our subscriber.
We need our subscribers. But yeah, it is good to be back though, and like the whole show, and like even from very early on to what we achieved with it, and the amount of magicians that we met, and now we call our friends, are just fucking. It's crazy, like, you know. Like, I never thought that it would like open the amount of doors that it did, even especially in my world with the escape stuff with Andrew Basso and Matt Johnson and all those guys. And you know, it's just great to be able to in that community, you know, because it can be very kind of small in Ireland, you know, and very kind of, you know, just one level of performance, and it's nice to kind of talk to the international guys and see what's actually going on in the world.
Yeah, because I even find it mad, like, we're walking around at like places like Blackpool or other conventions, and people like we've been recognized a couple times for people watching. I'm like, what the fuck? One person recognized my voice, which was mad. Which
is mad.
But then, like, other people, like
are you? I remember are you those crazy Irish fellas? Yes, we're those crazy Irish fellas.
Yeah, like, we have people who like even sometimes you'd be like, oh yeah, we interviewed that person 4 years ago. They're never going to remember us, but they go, and it's like, it just shows how close magic is, and like no one's far away, and especially with the internet, because like Ireland is small, and like Dublin has quite a big scene, but like Limerick and Cork have bits, but not massive. That sort of way. Like, I'm always jealous of how many conventions around the UK. Just like there's
every day, every week. Yeah, there's loads.
One. Like, there's North Tyneside. There's, I think, lads coming back for one.
There's Southport, isn't that another one? There's Blackpool. There's ones in Scotland.
Reagan Lloyd is doing a convention that they're talking about on their podcast.
Cool.
So like, it's all that sort of stuff. When we get like one a year, and it's hard enough to get people to go to that. So it is that situation that, like, you really see the size. Like, the population of Ireland is half the population of London. So
of course, But there's more hobbyists too here. There's only a handful of professionals. Let's be honest, you know.
Yeah. But it's like, a lot of times the hobbyists are what you need for a good convention.
Yeah.
Like, you get it going. But it's
kind of the same as Blackpool. Like, probably only about 20% of people that go to Blackpool are actual performers, and then the rest are like probably even less. Yeah, maybe 15 or 20.
But that's the thing, like, if you look at like the magic industry of like designing the products, that's the hobbyists, and a lot of times the hobbyists are the ones who have the best skill, because it's like it's the whole thing of professionals know like 6-7 tricks, and there's some people you can see them as well who are the professionals who are like, this is my job. Joe, like, they've fallen out of love with magic years ago, but they're still doing it because it's what pays their bills. While a lot of hobbyists are like very successful in business and have a lot of passive income or like extra money that they can just spend and just like spend their retirement. Oh yeah,
there's a lot of guys that look full time but they're part time, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, or even just guys who never perform for people, and then you watch them and you're like laser dealing.
Yeah. Speaking of laser dealing, I sent you the thing from Foolish. What's that about?
An old clip as well, because Alison Hannigan.
Yeah. It is an old clip, but I hadn't seen it. I'm pretty sure I would remember that, and I was like, "What?"
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Sick.
It fooled them. Like, that bit alone fooled them. Like, why wouldn't it fool them? It fooled everyone.
Fooled shit out of me.
Yeah, I have no idea. I watched it like 4 times, and I know it's TV, so it could be edited a little bit, even though it is a show that shouldn't be edited. But it looks.
They do.
I don't know, but yeah, it looked so clean, because like, we know the laser deal. I can do it right now, but like, that cleanup is not possible.
No, it's mental. Oh, I can't. It's absolutely insane. But yeah, we better leave it and stop wasting these people's time. We made it over the hour mark, so
yay, over the hour.
Yeah, there's 3 more hours to go, and we can end the podcast.
There you go. We had, if you want to go back, anyone, and watch some of the ones we had almost like full like workshop lectures with magicians that gave away a lot of secrets.
Yeah, 100%. The only reason we kept doing the podcast was because it was like a private lecture every week. So Definitely go back and check out the old episodes. There's ones there where I was saying Michael Lamar, Daniel Garcia.
Do you have a top 5? It's hard, but
I'm just going to insult
of ones I can really. I don't know if they even like top 5, but ones I can really remember were Dan Sparry, Michael Lamar, Darcio.
Mario the Maker was really good.
I was going to say Mario as well, and then there was another one that I had what I just asked. I can't remember the first one now. Oh, it was Emily when she was really honest about like starting her career with the circus and all that jazz.
Yeah, they were really good. There were some great ones, and like there's even some of the clips from like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, like Michael Lamar getting arrested or almost arrested for doing in the airport. There's
Nicholas Kin saying that he nearly got sick at a live show. He did get sick at a live show, filming for a TV show.
Got sick, actually. That came up a few times.
Yeah,
but you got to go back and check them out if you haven't already. There's some mad ones in there, and
there's some great ones.
We'll have some more people on at some point. But now it's just easier to grab the two of us, and hopefully people like just hearing magicians chatting about shit. So we'll
and if you have any topics or whatever, drop them down. Or if you hear of anything that we didn't hear about, let us know. And I'm looking forward to seeing Darren Brown and stuff in Ireland this year. So a lot of good stuff happens.
Yeah. And we're hoping to get the award for the most disorganized podcast as well. With no
100%.
Formats.
Yeah.
We try and
have
have
format,
but it's not going to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's mainly because we're drunk. No,
I'm not zero.
I've been drinking water. I'm on a. But yeah, we'll leave it there. So, and we'll catch you again next time. If anyone's any questions as well that they want us to talk about, leave them in comments, and we'll try and get through as many as we can. So, thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Bye.